Hey golfers, I'm Drew Mahowald, Second Swing Golf here at Second Swing Scottsdale, joined by Kate Smith-Stroh. Kate is an LPGA Tour player, and she's here because, well, there's an event this week, so she's getting ready for that. But also, she's in the Bay here because we wanted to kind of do a fun experiment, and it's based on your last fitting. You actually did a fitting down with Blaine at our PGA Coaching Center location, and you switched out your iron shafts. So can you first talk to me about what you were playing? And then what made you kind of, what was the interest in switching these shafts?
Yeah, so I got fit for irons a few years ago in the winter when I was probably, in the gym a lot more, and got fit for a lower launching shaft that was pretty heavy. I can hit it well, but, 4 or 5 weeks of tournaments in a row, those like 6 iron, 5 iron were kind of tough to hit. So we got switched into a little lighter shaft that I've been really liking, and yeah, Blaine was great down in Frisco getting me fitted.
So that's all we're gonna do here is just basically test the shaft that you were playing. So it's the Tour AMT White against what you're playing now. So the
Perfect.
DG S300. We're just gonna kind of see what the numbers show us on TrackMan, and we'll kind of talk through it as well. So let me get you set up here, and then we'll see what the numbers tell us. But basically, your idea was you wanted to hit a little bit more launch and spin, but also have it even be maybe easier on you physically after many days in a row of competition.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to hold the greens with the long irons a little easier,
Yeah.
which learning through the second swing fitting, that's not always like spin. It might be the angle of descent, all those things that you guys are good at. But it's been a great switch.
Yeah, for sure. So let's kind of give the viewers a sort of a gauge in terms of 7 iron numbers for you. What would you typically, what do you play on the course for like yardage?
Yeah, I'd say it's like my 150 to 155 club.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, depending on conditions.
Right.
Sea level, but.
Okay.
See if I can hit a good one here.
Definitely launched a little higher on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little
more center of the face on that one.
Yeah, it's feeling heavy.
Yeah. Well, that's worth noting, the feedback you have on the feel, right? So
yeah.
The context here too is Kate had a practice round already today at the course in preparation for the Ford Championship. So she has swung a golf club a lot today. We're not going to try and
gotta hit one
good. Too
good.
much here.
Okay, that was more indicative.
So we've got a pretty good sample of shots here, but basically, if I could just have you, just give me a sense of the feel that you had hitting that now after obviously you've been playing your gamers for a while and then earlier today. So what the difference in feel hitting the that was, by the way, the AMT Whites there, S300s.
Right. Yeah, definitely a little bit harder to hit, pure. I feel like with the shaft, from here to here, it's a little bit harder to stay on plane and keep the club face square when, after a morning of practice, I'm a little tired and trying to, get after one.
Yeah, so here's again, that was just 5 quick swings there. The averages here, you're just over 6,000 spin. Your carry is at 145.6, height at 79, launch at 20. So, and again, I think I would say just based on what I'm seeing smash factor, maybe these a couple here were not quite perfect on the contact.
Yeah, a little thin.
You can kind of tell. Even, looking at your smash factor, it was, I want to say it was down. Yeah, we're talking about 128 average. I think that's a lot higher if you're swinging your gamers there. So let's, here we go. I'm going to actually bring up dispersion here too in a second. So that it's funny that, even with you not feeling like those were very good, both on contact and you also just didn't feel like how, it felt good in your swing, the dispersion is actually really good. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so the dispersion is really good. That just means you have a really good golf swing and a repeatable golf swing at that. So, but now I'm curious. So we're going to give you now your gamer. So this is for those, again, to clarify, she's playing T150 irons. Haven't made a ton of tweaks, right? No real tweaks in terms of like length or loft lie, anything like that.
No.
But the shaft was the change this year. So went from the AMT whites you just hit, now playing DG, Dynamic Gold 105, S300. So it's something lighter. And, you know, I know in the fitting you saw a little bit maybe higher launch and kind of, you know, able to get the ball in the air a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah, overall, just the club felt a lot better, and
Which I know is a big part of it for you too. It has to feel good for you.
Yeah, it's been performing better, so I'm happy with it.
I mean, right away your speed went way up on efficiency there.
Yeah, that one felt better. A little bit of a cut, but not too far off of what I play on the course.
And what would you say your stock shot is on the course? Do you play a cut, draw, or kind of something that's mostly straight?
Yeah, mostly a cut.
Okay.
I play a lot of knockdowns, a lot of lower shots, so that's kind of what Blaine and I were talking about, that like I'd rather have something that could launch higher and I take it down myself rather than it launching lower, because I find it harder to get more height. So yeah, I play a little bit of both, but I find a cut coming into greens is kind of what I like to see.
I can just tell there's a sense of confidence with the swing that's different right now.
Yeah, it's I've been really liking the irons. It's been really good. Yeah, that one turned over a little bit, which was all right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think for the comparison's sake, I think we need one more swing from you. But
all right.
In terms of, I mean, it's exactly what you and Blaine talked about is happening here.
Yeah, it's good to see it twice. Now I really know. Oh, I thinned that one. I was on a heater. It's all right.
Okay. If I can find my cursor here around the light. So a couple things here. I've brought up table of numbers and I've brought up dispersion. If I can just expand this table here. What we see is more spin. What we see is higher launch. We see a further carry distance because of that, the increase in the launch and the spin for you. The height on the peak average is 14 feet higher. Also, the efficiency was way better. Landing angle much steeper. So this is everything that you and Blaine talked about, right? I mean, that was your goal, is your stock sort of swing to be launching higher, spinning higher. So, I mean, I'm sure this for you, this is definitely not surprising, but I'm sure it's kind of like reassuring to be like, hey, this is, a few months later and the same thing is happening.
Yeah, no, it feels really good, especially for me too, that just like things haven't changed that much, and like that's the clubs I should be in. I mean, the numbers look really good to me, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and I also add too, now the dispersion got actually it increased a little bit. Or I should say, like the size of it did. Now I think this last one was probably something that you missed a little bit.
Yeah.
And also you were kind of hitting those big high cuts, which is more of your stock shot anyway. So I kind of opened things up a little bit, and that's kind of the context there. But I think ultimately the big piece here is that you are still, it's the importance of getting fit for not just club head. I think club head gets so much attention from like the amateur golfer. It's like, well, I need this, I need the T350 or I need the T150, but just the difference in shaft for you is huge.
Yeah.
Just based on 5 swings with each of them here, pretty stark difference.
Yeah, and the shaft throughout the bag. I think like the other shaft, like pitching wedge through 8-iron was fine, but I just felt like standing over a 5-iron, I wasn't as confident as I could be. So yeah, this shaft's been really good, and I think with this dispersion too, like for me, who like fades the ball a lot, but I like working it both ways, like being able to turn over a 7-iron and feeling comfortable in doing that is something that like is nice to have in my arsenal. So I'm not always like too caught up on the dispersion if it's not,
That's a different way of
perfect.
Someone at your level is looking at that differently, because I remember this. I'm gonna reference a video that we filmed down in Dallas a couple years ago, where you actually kind of hit the 9 windows challenge.
Oh, yeah.
So go back on our YouTube video. I think it's like Shot Shaping 101 or something that we filmed with Kate. Basically, we had Kate hit the 9 windows, which was, high, mid, and low in, fade, draw, and straight shot.
Yeah.
And so on TrackMan, which
That was fun.
kind of, a reference again to how you like to work the ball, and you need to hit all kinds of different shots when you're playing at that level. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, this was kind of cool. I just wanted to see what the numbers would look like. Nothing surprising here, but I think it just another reason for golfers watching this to pay attention in terms of what equipment works for them, not just club head, but the shaft matters quite a bit too. And we obviously dial that in for you at Second Swing.
Yeah.
So,
That was great.
so Kate, thanks for stopping in today. Swinging some more, even though you're already working on preparing for a tour event this week. But we appreciate your time. This is great.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. This is fun.